Hello, everybody. I'm John Caro. This is Eric Sapanik, and this is the Gold Spot. Eric, as long as I've known you, you've been very skeptical about silver as an investment tool. You've just not been a big fan of it. Uh, it's made you uncomfortable sometimes. Tell us what bothers you about it.
Well, it's not so much that I am not a fan of silver. It's that I'm not a fan when the price isn't right to buy. For instance, I've been doing this job for 20 years. When I first started selling silver, it was $4 an ounce. It was a great time to buy it. Went up exponentially through the years, and it's been great. With that being said, one thing that I think people should concern themselves with is I've noticed most silver buyers tend to be the ones that chase the train. It's already headed towards its all-time highs. This is when they're going after it because they believe it's not only going to meet that all-time high, but then exceed it substantially. And then what happens is the big banks out there, Deutsche Bank, Chase, I mean, a lot of these banks have been caught through the past manipulating those markets. They get fined for it, caught for it, but at the end of the day, it doesn't save anybody any money. Everyone loses their money when they're doing that because the option traders get pushed out once it gets to a certain level. I know that's a lot to be, go through your mind when you're buying physical because you're like, well, how's that affect me? Well, the physical product itself is going to be driven by the price of the spot price. So let's kind of cut that back and talk about why silver right now might be something that would be interesting for people. One thing I want to mention is that through the years of trading silver, I've noticed brokerage houses love to use as a sales tool the 15-to-1 ratio when they're trying to promote the reason why you should buy silver opposed to gold at the time. But what they don't tell people is that 15-to-1 ratio is not a free market number. What that ratio represents is the Coinage Act of 1792, which was passed by Congress, signed in by George Washington back when we were turning our currency into something real for America, which was a hard money-backed currency. That was the law, and that's the way that gold had to be traded for silver. Okay. Fast forward to past the confiscation acts that we endured, and then after we went off the gold standard under Nixon, to today. Very rarely do you ever see those ratios anywhere near. Now, it's not something that you should be looking at to try to find the next big move, but it's also something that shouldn't be ignored. Today, we're looking at one of the largest spreads I've seen. John, can you tell them what the spread is right now?
Right now, the spread is 91-to-1, maybe the largest spread ever. And it's a tool that you can use if you look at it in the right way.
Well, and that spread is substantial right now. And a lot of investors or silver investors say anything above 80-to-1 is a buy for silver. I mean, why that number, I'm not 100% sure, but it's definitely one of those things that you read time and time again when you're talking to silver bugs. So we're definitely far beyond that number at this point. One thing that I think people should consider is with gold raging to 3,000 an ounce, look what silver has done just recently. It's not really moving that much. It's between 30 to 32. It goes up to 32, it retracts back to 30. It's been back and forth, back and forth. Meanwhile, gold is just moving because of the inflationary pressures and the new tariffs that are coming on. This once again gives another reason for our viewers to consider maybe putting a little bit more silver into the hopper, and that is
there's a way to buy silver that gives you a bigger advantage than you think over the bullion and maybe frees you from the spread a little bit. 18 months ago, they were at $38 a coin. Yesterday, they were at $30 a coin.
And that's one of the things I think people need to realize too about silver. When you're buying silver physically, it's also the premium above the product that is something you need to take a look at. During COVID, for instance, people were paying anywhere from 50, 60, 70% above spot to buy those coins. Today, you're going to be not even close to any of that. You might be 10% over, somewhere about there. We're buying back silver below spot prices right now because that's where it's at. It's a soft market right now, and there's an abundant supply. During COVID, it was hard to even get it, hard to deliver it. So right now, if you're looking for something that's got a bargain look to it and smells good, and I would say that silver right now would be the time to buy. Think about this. If it was 15-to-1 right now, with gold almost at 3,000. That means silver would be trading around 300 bucks an ounce. I mean, that's 10 times where it's at now. I mean, that's a huge number. So even if it did half that, well, that sounds good, or a quarter of that, that's good. So the numbers just look favorable right now.
And I think it's partly free market, it's partly some supply and demand, it's partly the emotion of the marketplace. This is the kind of thing you need to keep an eye on. And if you want to learn more about the details of silver, remember, we have a really good silver report that we prepared. It's available online. It's available by U.S. mail. If you don't have a copy, let us know. If you can't find your copy, let us know. We'll get one to you.
Yeah, I think that's a great way for people to take a closer look. The silver report's something that so many people have enjoyed and made money with throughout the years if they take a look at it. Also, just to kind of bring up a point, I'm not telling anyone to do short-term speculation here. I'm saying that this is a good opportunity. I don't know when that number is going to move, but I believe that it eventually will move, and when it does, if you put yourself in the right position now, you'll be in a position to take advantage of it.
As with all the products we sell, the longer you hold them, the stronger your position is going to be.
Right, absolutely. So I think that's a great place to sign off for us today.
Yep.
Thank you so much, John. If you guys want to get a hold of us, just go ahead, email, contact us, call us, however you want to go about it. We're here for you. Thank you again, and we'll see you next week right here on the Gold Spot.
If you enjoyed today's Gold Spot, like or subscribe to both our YouTube and Rumble channels. Also, comment below if you have any questions or if you'd like to hear us talk about a specific topic in a future video.